Let's move on to some other NFL free agency, man. Yeah, like we'll table the line. We got all off season to discuss.
Run my damn blood pressure.
The Lions and what they're going to do or not going to do, and what we believe the possibilities are moving forward.
Yeah. Keep praying.
Kyler Murray, he was he's been released by the Arizona Cardinals after spending 7 years in Arizona. Kyler Murray was released after playing only 5 games last season. Really, Arizona is looking to go in another direction. He'll be in a new uniform next season. Minnesota Vikings are the early favorites to retain his services. Do you believe that the Vikings are a good fit? And if so, what does that mean for J.J. McCarthy?
Hold on, man. What the hell does Arizona going in the other direction mean? Like, they've been going in the same direction for a decade at this point.
Hey, man, listen, they got who they got? What's the kid that they got? Is it what's the name's brother? Is it what's the boy from Green Bay? Why am I drawing a blank on all these names today?
Mike LaFleur.
Yeah, it's the kid. Yeah, Mike LaFleur. It's Matt LaFleur's brother. So they got Mike LaFleur. They're looking to go in another direction. Man.
Okay, fine. I get it. I guess
they probably gonna stink it up and then try to get one of the kids from the 2027 draft.
Now keep in mind, Arizona is pretty much on the hook for his contract. So basically, he can go anywhere and sign a
team
basically for
a
like
minimum
a minimum,
deal.
pretty
much.
He
he can sign a minimum because Arizona's going to be paying pretty much the rest of it.
Yeah, I think $26 million.
Russell Wilson when he first got cut.
Yep. So the Vikings, they're the early favorites to retain his services. Do you believe the Vikings are a good fit? And if so, what do you think that means for J.J. McCarthy?
Wow. I don't necessarily know if the Vikings are a good fit for him because who's going to be in the backfield?
That's true.
Justin Jefferson's there, but to a certain degree, the last 3 seasons, Kyler's been having trouble staying on the field.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to continue, yep. I would think, unless his conditions around him are ideal and optimal. I don't know. I think he might be a better fit, maybe in like a Pittsburgh or something. Tyrone, what's up, man? Let me know what you think about that.
That's interesting.
But to your point, if the stories hold true with the Minnesota situation, how do you go back to J.J. McCarthy? You just say we're going to try it out for a year with Kyler because we're getting him on a 1-year friendly. We feel like you need to sit and watch a guy that's known for not preparing. So it's like,
I actually,
I don't know, man. Because Aaron Jones not being there, when he was there, he was hurt. That's.
And they got Jordan. I think they got Jordan Mason too, who I like, but
I think they're getting ready to move on from Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I think they're getting rid of him. Yeah, and then I think TJ said he can restructure his deal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Minnesota pretty much has everything else.
Yeah,
they had Sam Darnold,
right?
So,
yep. And but I think that maybe some more time as a backup could help J.J. McCarthy. I think the Vikings could work for Kyler Murray. That's as good a situation as any.
Yeah,
for him. I'm kind of with you. I don't know that. Even if things work out perfectly, he's going to play more than another couple of seasons.
Right.
So that actually might be perfect for J.J. McCarthy, just to shelve him for a little while, let him watch.
Well, how does that look contractually, though? You get
that's true.
Because this will be year 3 for J.J.?
Yeah. Yep, this will be year 3.
So, okay.
And then he probably got 2 more years on his rookie
So it's
deal.
like, okay, so like year 4,
right? You kind of got to know.
But what if Kyler balls out?
Yeah, I know. You kind of got to figure out what you got in him.
JJ is going to year 3 of his contract.
Yep. So what? Because the rookie is 5 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so you would probably have to figure out after next year, like you probably had to get him back on the field.
No, because they would have to extend him after this season.
I mean, not necessarily.
No, they have to pick up the option going before the next season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you would just pick up his 5th year, and then I would put him back on the field in his 5th year and see what's going on. And then if he's good, then then I'd re-sign him. If he's not, then I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like I would take the entire 5 years. I mean, because he was hurt for the whole first year, so like you can't. And then you didn't play well when you got your opportunity. So
right.
like I live with it.
I just think Minnesota's trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube.
I mean, yeah. Can you blame them? I mean,
no, I can't.
What they supposed to throw their hands up like we missed?
I mean, you can't do it in public,
right? I mean, they got to keep trying.
I get it, but it's like, yeah, you fucked up.
Yeah, you did. I mean, right? They did. They know it now.
Yeah, because it's like you talk about Kyler Murray, and it's just like not you. I'm talking about them.
But them, right.
It's like, bro, like,
you had Sam Darnold in the building. Yeah,
based off what though? Like you get what I'm saying?
Right. Listen, I mean, I agree. I just think, under ideal circumstances, I don't think Kyler Murray plays more than another
and
season.
especially when you consider our division, where it's always tougher the second half of the season.
Yeah, I agree.
And like even when Kyler Murray was at his best,
he's known for fading down the stretch. Yep.
Yeah, dude.
I agree.
And I mean that's why Kingsbury isn't there anymore.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And been gone. So. I mean, good luck to him because when he's healthy, he does have the ability to make plays and he can string some weeks together.
He can be dynamic.
But I just don't know about handing him my team.
I mean, listen.
I don't know about handing J.J. McCarthy my team.
I was going to say,
either.
I don't know what they don't have a lot of options.
But it's like, I mean, I guess you do invite him to camp and just let him play it out.
Yeah, I mean, right. I'm kind of in that camp. I mean, I agree. Yeah, like at this point, why not kick the tires on the guy, especially if you can get him on a very, a team-friendly deal.
What about Atlanta?
Atlanta is interesting. I mean, listen, maybe I'm crazy, man. I still like Michael Penix.
I do too. But I mean, like nephew was saying, though, you can get him on a minimal deal.
You can, yeah.
Penix,
bring him in the camp.
Another guy who's shown a propensity to
go down. Yep.
So I mean,
he was even hurt in college. So
right, so it's
you're
like,
right.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, listen, there's a few teams. If I was a few teams, I would definitely be giving his agent a call, especially like as nephew pointed out. The majority of his contract is going to be paid by Arizona. Yeah. So there's no reason not to give it a try. Go ahead, Neff.
I mean, look, just taking a quick glance at the teams, I feel like it's only really like 4 teams that if he wants to play or have a chance at playing, there's only really 4 teams he can go to.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you got Pittsburgh, you got Minnesota. I didn't think about Atlanta, but I guess that depends on how they feel about Penix.
Yep. The Jets, I guess.
The Jets.
Yeah, if he wants to hasten the end of his career.
But the Cardinals East?
Yeah. Right. No, don't even do that to the Cardinals.
Another team that we're going to get to later. I'm not going to mention them yet, but we're going to get to that team later. And then, I mean, if Pat's not ready at the beginning of the year, then, I mean, if I'm Kansas City and Pat's not ready at the beginning of the year, I don't see why I wouldn't think about it.
That's not crazy.
Because Andy Reid is smart enough of a guy offensively where he could put some packages together. Like,
what? I don't hate that.
Like, I could see Andy Reid putting together like a 6-week package, 7-week package.
And you just mentioned his problems in the second half of the year, which wouldn't be an issue because Mahomes is going to come.
Take right there, nephew.
Yeah. You know what? I don't hate that. That's actually a pretty good one.
I wanted to ask y'all about a couple of cuts that were announced today.
Go ahead, now.
First one, Stephon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they announced that they are going to release him today. But I know he has
some issues. He got some legal problems.
He got some legal problems as well, hanging over him.
Yeah.
And then I saw that Jonnu Smith was
The tight end.
The tight end from the Steelers, they announced that they were going to release him today as well.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you got on the offensive line, you got Mekhi
Becton. Yeah, I like him.
And then Jawan Taylor, however you feel about him.
The tight end from the Saints.
Oh, and then also Jonathan Allen as well, the D tackle from the Vikings.
You know what? I would kick the tires on Allen for sure.
Just because we need bodies.
Yeah, right. We need interior defensive linemen. And also Becton. I like Mekhi Becton. I do. I don't know what he's going to demand on the open market, but I would like him because he's something we need. He's an offensive guard. So yeah, I'm here for all of that. But yeah, I mean, and I know Reek Woolen didn't the Seahawks let him go too?
I think
Yeah, he gonna be a free agent. So man,
K9's probably gonna get released too.
That's next on my list. Oh, hit your mic, nephew.
They didn't give him the franchise tag, he's gonna be a free agent.
Yep, Kenneth Walker. That was my next topic. So the Seahawks, they're poised to move on from the Super Bowl MVP. I'm just asking you straight up: is that a mistake?
God, I don't want to cop out. I would say probably nah, man, because I think if they would have lost, they would be the same situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you will have Charbonnet coming back at some point. Yep. And I mean, the NFL, unless you are like one of them ones.
Yeah.
I mean, running backs, they'll find another one. And that's not to discredit Kenneth Walker III and what he does, but I just in terms of and also I'm not aware of what he's asking as well.
That's true.
I'm not aware of what Kenneth Walker.
That's the unknown variable
versus what he demands.
Correct.
So I don't want to make it look like he's being a malcontent or anything like that.
Yeah. So I guess we'll know when he signs somewhere else. What. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be more clear, but I'm gonna disagree a little bit. Because there is always the age-old question about running backs and the shelf life of running backs. But he played about 48.5% of their snaps this season. He had 221 carries, 1,027 yards, 31 receptions, 282 yards. He only had 5 touchdowns though. Of course, he had 4 touchdowns in the postseason. That was 5 regular season touchdowns, 4 postseason touchdowns. But he's just 25 years old.
Yeah.
And he was the Super Bowl MVP. And Charbonnet is going to be coming back off of an injury. So you never know if you're going to be getting the same player that you had before the injury. If Charbonnet was whole, I would agree with you. Because I'm like, you got him. You got Charbonnet. Just like with the Lions letting go of Montgomery. We know we got a healthy Gibbs. So, like that makes sense. And then Montgomery's 29, he's not 25.
Right.
That would be a different thing. But creating a question mark in your running back room now you got one hurt running back and then no second running back. So now you got a whole question mark in your running back room after you just competed for a championship. I don't necessarily like that. I would prefer to have some certainty in the running back room so we can move on to some other position groups, fortifying those, as opposed to create. Now we got a big old question mark in the running back room. So I didn't really like that. I'm like, and again, I'm sure that they got other financial considerations and, you have to make some of the hard decisions. But I think that this strategically is a mistake. But you made a great point. I don't know what he's asking for. If he's asking for too much, then it's like, look, bro, you're still a running back. And the shelf life of a running back, I can't pay you for what you've done. I got to pay you for what you're going to do moving forward. So if he's asking for, a ridiculous contract, like I heard some numbers about what they thinking about giving Jahmyr Gibbs. And I'm not trying to make no Detroit Lions fans enemies because, people was atting me about the Hutch thing. So I'm going to leave that alone. But if these rumors are true, I'm gonna have to disparage giving this kind of money to a running back.
So I can throw some names at y'all.
Go ahead.
Kind of give y'all the idea of where he might land at cap wise.
Okay.
And y'all just tell me if y'all would take K9 over these people. James Conner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tony Pollard.
Oh yeah.
DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, Chuba Hubbard, stop it.
So, okay, so we're talking about it in a range of $10 million.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, listen, in defense of Seattle, I can understand why you would balk at that a little bit. You know, like for a running back, but a 25-year-old, you know, like I have a hard time believing that he's not going to give you great production moving forward.
Right, but he's going to give you production, but he's always just going to be part of the scheme where he's not going to be like the dominant feature back. Like that's just not really how they're.
I mean, no, he has been, but they do share the backfield.
Yeah, I mean,
him and Charbonnet share the backfield. But again, if Charbonnet was 100%, Charbonnet was he an ACL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it ACL or MCL? I think it was ACL.
Yeah, I think it was ACL. So I'm like, Charbonnet gonna be coming back off of ACL. So like, you don't know that you getting, and Charbonnet is a violent runner. Like he's the power back. So
I get you. I mean,
he's not a finesse back.
Yeah, no,
So I'm like, you asking the guy that's coming back off the ACL, you don't know if he's going to be the same back. Now, I would expect that Charbonnet is still going to come back and be productive.
Yeah, he'll be good.
Yeah, it's a torn ACL. He had surgery late last month.
Yeah, so I'm like,
okay, so he won't be back to probably.
He won't be ready for the start of the season, most likely.
That
October.
part.
Yeah, probably
so
October.
now you have no running back. You know what I'm saying? So like now you've cleaned out your running back room.
Yeah.
So now you need 2 running backs for the start of the season. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, while I get that, you know, again, you might be right. He might be asking for more than fair market value, but you know, assuming that he's just asking for fair market value, you don't want to. You've created a question mark in your running back room.
That's for certain.
Like now you don't have no running back. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have a starting running back now. Yeah, I don't really care for that decision right now. Like I do feel like, you know, and maybe he playing hardball because he know you don't have no run. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe he is doing a little too much. So
well, maybe the numbers changed once Charbonnet went down.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe he feel like he got him over a barrel, so he's, you know, he was a little bit too aggressive. But you know, we'll keep our eye on that situation. That's an interesting one. But a couple of other noticeable moves, man. Let me see if you got any thoughts on these. George Pickens for the Cowboys, Breece Hall for the Jets, Kyle Pitts for the Falcons. They all got the franchise tag. Any thoughts on those?
And I just want to add to that, Daniel Jones got the transitional tag from the Colts.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did he?
Daniel Jones.
Hey, you know, I was going to ask about when we were talking about Kyler Murray. What about Kyler Murray to the Colts? Because I think they're going to let Richardson walk, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or let him talk to other teams.
Yeah, I think they're trying to let him find a team.
Yeah, they're trying to get from up under that. Because, I mean, you know, you got Jonathan Taylor back there.
That's an interesting, because, right, assuming that Jones won't be ready for the start of the year.
I mean, and they ended the season with Phillip Rivers playing quarterback.
Yes,
I mean,
that's a very good point.
So I'm just saying, like they may be in the market.
Yeah, I mean, right. But they've been known to get creative at quarterback. Let's just say
that. To your point with the Pickens one, that didn't surprise me at all. That's just...
do the Cowboys ever get a discount on anybody? Like, that's the only, like, what say the people's champ? Like, do they just have to overpay for everyone, or what's the deal?
I just think at this point the Cowboys just do the most asinine thing possible to stay in the ether.
I mean,
because some of this, it's predictable and it never makes sense when they do it.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? It's just like, why are you doing this again?
Yeah.
To no avail. Like, you overpay for like these like shiny toys.
Everyone
that just never deliver when you need it to matter the most.
Yeah.
And they never do it collectively, ever.
Right.
So it's like, and I mean, I'd get it if like at one time y'all gave it a one good crack or they sniffed the Super Bowl.
Right.
But
Super Bowl.
like
a championship game. Championship game.
Fine.
A playoff win.
There we go. I was trying to be modest to our Cowboy fans that may be listening, but the hell with it. Okay. But it's just like every year it's the same story. Jerry Jones and then his son.
Right, Stephen Jones.
Yeah, Stephen Jones. You know, they said something about, you know, long game in the negotiations. And, you know, and it just results in more, you know, futility on the field with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And then what were the other two franchises?
Breece Hall and Kyle Pitts.
And then, you know, Breece Hall is probably crying.
I was
right
going to say my
like,
condolences to the Hall family.
Give him free. Give him free. He don't deserve that, man. Let that man leave if he wants to.
Hey, he getting paid $14 million next year.
Hey, man, I'm not mad at it, bro.
I mean, you know, $14 million would probably help ease that a little bit, but you know, you don't get to that level, you know, settling for too much.
Yeah, I know. Listen, man, poor Breece. I'm like,
that moribund franchise.
Yeah, I know.
God.
God awful.
I think the one that interests me the most is the Kyle Pitts move because
he's been
when he was coming into the league, it was seen as if he was going to be that next dynamic tight end weapon that you could count on, and it's kind of like he has fizzled out now.
I mean, you know what? Last year was probably one of his best years, if not his best year yet. But, you know, I don't really see him as something to be protected. I mean, you're going to pay him like a top 5 tight end for next year. That seems crazy, a little absurd. Yeah, like, there's no way. No way. I would have negotiated a team-friendly deal or let him, you know, walk. But I guess the Falcons see him as integral to their future plans. But whatever.